Hi, good afternoon everybody. Prananda. My name is Mark Shorrock and I lead the team that created the Tidal Lagoon Power Strategy to harness the unique power of the British tides to create clean, predictable power and perhaps more importantly create a new British industry right here behind me in Swansea Bay, harnessing our natural advantage as a country. I'd like to start with money. The British government has created a subsidy budget for renewable energy of £7.6 billion. You pay for that budget through a charge on your bill. Currently, of that £7.6 billion, the budget for renewable energy, there is a budget of 557 million for new stuff. We, Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon, have asked for 25 million a year of that 557 million budget for new stuff. Now, here in Wales, if you have an electricity bill, you will pay 5.4% across the whole of Wales of that 557 million. So our ask is just under 5%, and the budget paid by Wales of that budget, irrespective of what it gets spent on, is just over 5%. To give you a comparison with nuclear power, because I made this video because there was a lot of Swansea Bay is double Hinkley, Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon will cost 30 pence on your bill. Hinkley Point C, the nuclear power station in Somerset, will cost £11 on your bill. Both of these figures are per annum. So, looking to the future, we're creating an industry with tidal lagoons that's cost competitive with nuclear. The second lagoon at Cardiff is 2 times the wall length, but it's 11.5 times the volume of water. And that means you make really cheap power. You make power that costs 88 times less subsidy than Hinkley, and it's just physics. That's before the icing on the cake of the learning by doing from Swansea and the cost component reductions when we start to create big components. And here are some graphs that illustrate the difference between the amount of subsidy that gets paid for a £92.50 Swansea and a £92.50 Hinkley. The second graph is a very similar capacity, Cardiff and Hinkley Point, and you'll see £92.50 Hinkley and a much lower cost Cardiff project. Now our vision is to harness this tidal range here behind me. Now today it was 8 meters, it's been rising steadily this morning and is now dropping again. Now we want to make everything here in the UK. We want to work in harmony with nature. We want to leave the intertidal behind me, covered and uncovered, just with the natural rhythm of the tides. Now we're looking for an industrial renaissance really. So not just here in South Wales, but with components sourced across the country, Tyne Tees, Sheffield, Rugby, Stoke, Chepstow, Pembroke, a whole new industrial supply chain. Now, those subsidies that are on your bills have tended to go to foreign governments, or are going to foreign governments, and have gone to foreign suppliers. We're talking about spending 84 pence in the pound here in the UK. We want to promote British engineering, British manufacturing, British science, British jobs. Just behind me is a local example, is Bregola Wharf. Now, it's an empty wharf at the moment. We've issued a tender for a £25 million new building on that wharf, a turbine manufacturing plant, which will assemble and final machine turbine and generator components sourced from around Great Britain. To start off with, we'll employ 100 people in that facility. In mid-term planning, that rises to 500 people. This is but one concrete example of the new industry we will create. So, Swansea sets up the foundation. We spend our 84 pence in the pound. But then after Swansea, what comes? You get into very large-scale tidal lagoons. Now those large-scale tidal lagoons, the first one off Cardiff, the second one, which could be off Colwyn Bay in North Wales, are both Olympic Games size investments in Great Britain. You're talking just on a turbine and generator order of £2.5 billion worth of British components. Now, what our vision is that tides become a cornerstone, a certain yet flexible cornerstone of our power source here in the UK. Because of the tidal shift, Liverpool Bay's tides are 3.5 to 5 hours later than the tides behind me here in the Severn Estuary. That's constant renewable energy at a very, very low price. Now what we need at the moment is for the government to agree to that 30 pence price on your bill to give birth to tidal power for our island nation. The Prime Minister in her inaugural address, which I saw because I went to a Downing Street meeting a few weeks ago, talks about governing for all 4 corners of the nation, for governing for the parts of our country that London doesn't reach. We think with the components across the country, with our tides and our coastal nation as we are as an island nation, tidal power makes complete sense. Our ask is 30p on your bill, paid for out of an allocation that's already sitting there, a budget that's already unused. We think that's great value for money to launch a new industry in homegrown power. Really, really grateful for you watching this whole video. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.